What up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in for another segment of Building Physiques. Today's topic of discussion is going to be about push-ups, the benefits of them, and should you do them every day. So push-ups, one of the most basic calisthenic exercises you can do. The prime movers in push-ups are going to be your front part of your delts, your chest, and your triceps. The secondary muscles are going to be your serratus anterior muscles, commonly confused as being your ribs or your obliques. Serratus meaning low cut muscles, so they're right below the chest, right in this area. You also have your transverse abdominis muscles, which goes across the abdomen, and then you have your rectus abdominis muscles, which is commonly known as the six-pack. And so these muscles are engaged when you're doing pushes because you have to keep a neutral curve in your spine, meaning you have to make sure the spine is well balanced. You see people doing push-ups resulting from either bad technique or they're just getting tired and have that low dip in their lower back. You want to make sure you have proper technique because these can lead to issues later on in life. So make sure when you're doing it, engage your abdomen so that we have that nice balanced spine. Another thing is you want to also take note of push-ups is that it helps to reduce weight. So it increases your metabolic rate. And what happens is the more muscles you recruit, the more strain you put in your body, then increases your heart rate, also increases your breathing. So now your heart has to work hard to pump that blood to all those muscles, which then increases your ability to burn more fat or less lose weight. It also increases your bone strength, or your bone density, so to speak. So it's really good to build on pushes because it helps build the strength in those bones in the wrists, your forearms, and also your joints, elbows, and things like that. When you first do push-ups, the initial thing is you're going to gain strength. You're going to gain functional strength, and that's a great thing. But if you're like an exercise aficionado, you've been doing this for a while, you won't gain as much strength versus weightlifting. But however, you could benefit from endurance. And another thing, if you're just getting started out, it's a great tool to use. Like I said, it's very basic, so it's very good to use push-ups to build that functional strength. And so that goes to the most important topic. Should you do them every day? So me personally, I do them on a regular basis. So I do them every day. I apply this concept of the power of four. So basically, I do 400 push-ups. I do 100 in the morning, afternoon, evening, followed by night. And so say for instance, I wake up at 7 o'clock. I have until 7 or 10, 12 to actually knock out 100 push-ups. Now I don't necessarily have to do that. That's just how I do it. I like to achieve those goals, set goals throughout my day and achieve them. But you can do 300 push-ups, you can do 200, you can do 50, you can do 100 just by doing 25 through those time frames throughout the day. So it's up to you. You just kind of find that balance within yourself. And the good thing about push-ups is, when I was saying earlier, is it builds endurance. So it increases your lactate threshold, lactate being a byproduct which the body produces when it doesn't have enough available oxygen. So your body produces that to compensate for the lack of oxygen it's getting, or a minimal amount of oxygen, and it consumes it and turns it to energy. Now, if you don't have enough endurance, or you're not consuming or taking care of that lactate that's accumulated in muscles faster than what is going inside, then your lactate threshold is going to be smaller. So we're doing push-ups, it increases your ability to go longer periods of times of working out and increases your lactate threshold, thereby increasing your endurance. So it gets you out the weight room faster. If you want to do superset or compound sets, you won't be as tired as quickly, and you can have a much more efficient workout. So thank you for tuning in with push-ups. Well, that's what the video is called. And yes, I do recommend them every day. Make sure you set your own goals. So thanks for tuning in.